Caring about what they're saying about you is literally costing you your happiness, your peace, your well-being, how you feel within yourself, your self-worth, and who you are as a person. If you want to change that, you need to stop worrying about what these people are saying to you, care way less, learn how to deal with people's negative opinions of you, and learn exactly how to not care at all what they think of you. Welcome to episode 2 of this new series, 30 Days of Self-Love, with myself, Beckie Hughes. And today's topic, we are really going to be working on how you can be bulletproof so that you can stop caring what all of these people are saying about you or have said about you or might say about you, and just focus on you so that you can be the person you want to be without any distractions, without worrying, without feeling guilty, without feeling bad or whatever. This topic is quite close to my heart. I have so many people that come to me for this exact same reason, and when I coach the girls, they are always comparing themselves and always worrying about what he said, she said, they said from back in the day. I am not someone who everyone loves. I am not someone who everyone hates. I am probably someone who people either love or hate, and I also couldn't give a and this is not because I'm a bad bitch and I'm a terrible person and like I don't care. I just know myself enough, and I have such high levels of self-worth. I am very confident within myself and who I am, and I wasn't always this way, but I have grown and grown and grown myself from someone who constantly wanted to be liked, constantly wanted to do everything for others, was constantly trying to change everyone's life and save everyone's life and be there for absolutely everyone that I could be there for, and just spread myself so thinly, and my energy was rinsed, my money was stolen. I just had enough, and I spent so many of my school years constantly feeling like I was being bullied for being someone that was different. I went from being someone in school who was constantly being nitpicked at and told like, why'd you go to the gym? Why'd you just sit on your own and do work? Why'd you hand in your homework on the day that you get it? And this is not because I was the perfect student at all. I was really chatty. I was really distracted all of the time, but I didn't have an interest for the things that I was doing because I had such a busy life outside of school, and I was an athlete in multiple different sports. I was competing at a high international level and all of these things in my childhood, but this meant that people in school just didn't really like me. They didn't understand me. They didn't understand why I would be working extra hard. They didn't understand why I would do a personal training course when I was 16 years old on a weekend when they're all out getting pissed and partying every single night. They didn't understand it. So instead of saying, you know what, Beckie, fair play to you, like you really just tried and went against the grain, no one's thinking like that when they're a teenager. So instead I had everybody isolating me, making me feel worse for it, making me feel like I was a terrible person for wanting more in my life. And now I look back and I think, right, I am the girl who went against the grain when I was young. I am the girl who took all of your shit and landed here. I am the girl who can walk down the street proud of myself, knowing that I didn't just fall into those traps. I could have gone down a really different path than what I went down if I let the opinions of others drag me in and pull me into the ground and like suck me into the black hole that they were in. And I refuse. I am not going to be her. I don't want to be that person. I want to be someone who actually makes a difference and inspires people and teaches people that there's a new way. So in short, I found school really challenging for this exact reason, and I never went back. I never did any further education, and this did not go down well with people either. So I was always being told, you're charging too much, you're doing this, you're doing that. I worked in a big corporate company, and I won't name any names right now. I couldn't deal with how everyone just couldn't be real with each other. I just didn't understand it. And this is because I, from the outside, was just watching so many people like care so much about everyone else's opinion and how everybody else is feeling and like what's everybody doing and all those things. Everyone just cared so much about how they were perceived rather than actually caring about being a good person. And my brain could not understand why this was happening. But from my childhood, it was all hitting a nerve with me because I could remember exactly how that felt. And I could remember feeling like, oh my God, you guys are just like here to please one another in order to climb the ladder that everyone tells you to climb. So I left and I opened up a new job and I created a new business for myself as a personal trainer. And I was a personal trainer, I was working in a gym, and I was charging more than anybody else by probably double. That's how I valued my self-worth and my time. I was then fired for charging too much, and I wasn't fitting in with what the gym wanted me to be like. I wasn't fitting in with who they needed me to be. So I left the meeting room, I didn't say anything. It was a pretty bad ending, but it is quite funny now when I look back. And it's just because, again, I wasn't gonna let people demolish my self-worth like that. I then started to realize how difficult it was to hire and fire and be liked all at the same time. And this is when business got really hard for me, because when you hire your first few staff, you don't really understand the turbulence that's about to come your way, when you start having to fire people, having hard conversations, people leave, people come, people go, people slag you off. And it's so crazy to me that now in 2025, we're still sitting here and I'm still getting messages from people saying, XYZ said XYZ about you. And I'm like, right, I feel sorry for you, because you obviously feel like this part of your life where you were involved in ours makes you feel relevant right now. And because I know myself and I know my self-worth and I know exactly who I am, how I was, I know the receipts, I have the receipts. But right now it's like, I have two options. I can either act, or I can just think, all right, cool, I asked you once, you didn't want to reply, I ain't gonna ask you again. And I realized this is nothing on you, this is fully on them. And I couldn't give a about what this person says or how they're gonna respond or what they might say about me. And people chat shit all of the time. And girls, if you are running your own business, and any business owner will tell you this, watch all of the podcasts on hiring and firing, it is all the same thing. Do not feel like you have to be liked by every single person that comes and goes your way. We're still standing tall. This gives me leverage. Everyone here is still doing a phenomenal job. Every single thing that you're saying to us could have, if it was said to somebody else, bash them down, make them feel like shit, make you feel like you're not good enough, make you feel like you're not worth it, make you feel like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. You know, this is too much for me, this is too toxic. But that's only if you feel guilty and you actually don't have self-worth and all of the truth and the values behind it. So I'm gonna teach you how to have real confidence. There's so many situations in business and in life and in friendships and in family where you're gonna have to face them. The bigger you get, the more people are gonna wanna see you crumble. Because when you are actually happy and confident and everything is going great in your life and you're realizing what resilience really is, you're realizing what's really important, you are not gonna care less about what anyone thinks. When you actually learn to get over those things slowly but surely by just actively banishing them out. And don't get me wrong, there was a time in my life where this really affected me and I just couldn't understand how you can go from being best friends with someone to then not being friends with them at all. And this made me realize that, you know what, some people are just there to climb the ladder. Some people are just there to jump off you. Some people are just there to see what they can gain from you rather than actually build a relationship with you. And again, when I went through my court case last year, I really realized who was there for me and who wasn't. And this brought out a lot of horrible sides in a lot of people that I had never thought were gonna be like that or react like that. Or when I felt like I needed some people the most, they weren't there for me. And I guess that made me hyper independent. It made me feel like, you know what, I can do this alone. I don't need you anymore. I know who's got my back and I'm gonna invest all of my time and energy into them. And I'm not gonna waste a second of sleep on people who didn't prove otherwise, because they might have their own shit going on in their life. They might have other things that are happening in their life that are making them act a certain way. But what you need to know, and the secret between you and I, is the people who are acting like that are not doing this training that we're doing now. They haven't been on YouTube and opened up how to be the best version of myself in 2025, because they're still being the worst version of themselves by trying to tear everybody in their path down. That's not being the best version of yourself. And when you can step away and objectively look at people who are just trying to tear everybody down, those people are the ones that are actually going through it, are not confident, are doing things behind closed doors that they would never want you to see because they're constantly putting you in the limelight for things that never even existed. They are constantly feeling like, I actually wish this never happened because I'm screaming for your attention and I want you to see me and I want you to say hello, but you're not noticing me. I have people now that don't follow me on Instagram, but they watch my stories every single day. And I know who they are because they're from my past. And I'm like, hey, just message me and say, you know what, Becky, I rate what you're doing right now. Like, thank you so much for posting. This is really inspiring, because you're obviously following me for a reason. Why would you watch my stories for me to piss you off? You wouldn't. There's a reason why you were on my page. And if you were being the best version of yourself and you said, you know what, I've been a bit of an asshole this year and I'm just gonna say, I've grown up now and I rate what you're doing, like, congratulations. I would say, thank you so much. You are so fine, don't worry. Like, we all go through those times. I went through some really tough times as well, and I'm this year on a growth journey. We're not gonna probably be best friends, and I'm probably not gonna speak to you about my lifelong issues, but thank you and I appreciate it, and vice versa. I wish you the best. Because guess what? When you are showing up as the best version of yourself and you are doing the best for you and you feel good on the inside, you feel confident, you feel like, oh my God, I'm proud of myself, I love myself truly, like I feel real confidence. And actually, as toxic as this may sound, without haters in my life, I would not be where I am today. I am so grateful that there was a turn in my life where someone had to show me, Becky, time to get a backbone. Beckie, time to test your resilience. Beckie, time to test your self-worth. Beckie, and this constant bashing every single day of someone trying to bring you down and you building yourself even higher every single time. I'm not even paying attention. I'm just going to keep building so that the wall's getting so high you can't even climb it anymore. That is what you want. And remember, the whole point of this video is that you are the most resilient, strong, bulletproof version of yourself so that you can be kind, happy, and vibrant. And the people that you actually want in your life are going to come to you anyway because they also want a high vibration. They also want a high quality life. They're also trying to achieve more, trying to do more, and they're not intimidated by your success, your beauty, your growth, your body, your however you are, however you look, however you feel. They're not intimidated by that. They want what you have and they also have it themselves, and you're both going to grow together. So screw the people that aren't there anymore. And these stories are all really, really important to know that you guys know that I have been there too. I have felt what it feels like to feel like everyone loves you, then suddenly everyone hates you because of what someone said to you. And I also now know what it feels like to overcome it and have a whole group of friends who I absolutely adore. Some from when I was a baby, some from recently, some from my teens. And I could not be more grateful for the circle that I have now. Be prepared to lose the friends that are at the bottom. And by at the bottom, it means at the base that you decided to leave yourself at. Because not everybody is on the same journey where they want to grow with you. Some people just would rather drag you back to where they are. So if that's the case, differentiate. Who is going to climb with me? And don't drag them up too. Just climb yourself and say, are you in or are you out? And just watch from the sidelines. And if they're not with you, do not force them to be with you. People come and go in your life, and that's okay. Holding on to the wrong people is also just as detrimental. Some people just want to hate you. Let them, because everybody else who is listening, who hasn't given you the chance to say your own voice and speak for yourself, they are all the same type of person that you do not want in your life. Do you see the pattern? Like, there's a certain type of person. There's person A, judge, comment, bitch, moan, whatever. Person B, gratitude, happiness, sharing, love, care, generosity. They're two very different types of people. So girls, in order to just let go of the weight and stop it controlling you and stop people having power over you and actually having power over yourself, I want you to do these 5 things. Number 1, ask yourself why you care so much. Why do I care what this person thinks? Why do I care about this particular opinion? Why do I care about people thinking that I am a certain way? Why do I care that others know that I'm a good person? For example, where does it come from? See what the root cause is and see why you are that person. And then challenge yourself, like, okay, is this worth caring about? Do I need to worry about what that person says? Is it because I want to be liked? Is it because I'm scared of rejection? Is it because I'm trying to avoid feeling uncomfortable? What is that thing? And then when you get clear on that thing, you can then address that thing and react in a way that you are proud of. Because the reality is that that mindset is keeping you playing small. And it's making you fit in with all those people that are doing the exact thing that you don't want to be affected by. And the turning point for me in my life was realizing that no one actually cares about you the way that you think they care about you. And that is not to be mean, they just don't. People are so wrapped up in their own insecurities that they're not even paying attention to what you're doing in the first place. And most of the time when it comes out, it's just a projection of how they feel about themselves. So be mindful, watch from the sidelines, and let people act how they want to act. And you can then react exactly how you feel you want to be perceived and be portrayed to yourself first and foremost, and then with others. Number 2 is the cost of caring too much. For example, are you so scared that you are going to be disliked if you are authentic? You are costing your authenticity. That is already going to make you feel like shit. If you are too scared to do that passion project or be on YouTube like I am right now, or do things that you're worried about other people are going to say, oh, why did you do that? You're going to fail. That is an opportunity missed. The opportunity that you're taking away from yourself for doing the passion project, doing the thing that you love, working towards a goal that you absolutely love doing, feeling like you have passion, purpose, and all of those things, and making money off of your dream outcome, you're costing yourself of that life just by listening to other people's opinions. And lastly, trying to please everyone is extremely draining. So what you're costing yourself is burnout. Every single time you think of someone else's opinion, you're costing yourself energy. You're costing yourself how much energy you could be putting towards your new projects, your new business, your friends, your family, yourself, the people that you love, your health, the gym routine that you want to do, the nutrition, cooking in the kitchen, morning routine, all those things that you have set in store for 2025. You are not going to be able to do if your energy is constantly being taken away by people who are causing you to burn out. So think of the costs that are associated with just listening to the opinions of other people. Number 3, I want you to flip the script and change the narrative. And what I mean by that is, instead of asking yourself, What will they think? I wonder what X and X is going to say. Ask yourself, what if I don't do it? And what if I regret not showing up for myself? And how am I going to feel if I don't actually allow myself to do things that I want to do just by not listening to other people's opinions? And caring less isn't always about being cold or being rude or anything like that. It's just choosing your peace over other people's opinions. So repeat after me. Their opinions don't pay my bills. One more time. Their opinions don't pay my bills. The end. Number 4, I'm going to give you some practical things that you can do straight away to make sure that you can control that moment where you feel like someone's opinion is taking over. Number 1, when you feel the anxiety creeping in of like, oh God, I'm starting to feel it again, ask yourself, is this really going to matter in the next 5 years? And if the answer is probably not, move on. Number 2, practice small doses of discomfort where you feel like somebody else could judge you, or you're worried what a specific person is going to think or feel or say about you when you do this thing. So keep doing it. Tiny dribs and drabs is going to rewire your brain to stop feeling as anxious. You might even get that opinion. They might even say these things about you or post about you or tell everybody that you're a terrible person or whatever you're worried about. Get used to it. Allow it to happen. The faster it happens, the faster you can get over it. Number 3, not everyone deserves a front row seat in your life. You want to mute the opinions of others that don't matter, and I literally mean mute the opinions. You can unfollow whoever you want to, you can mute whoever you want to, you can just delete whoever you want to, and it does not matter. You can delete from your life or delete from social media or delete from your phone book or delete from your space anyone who doesn't serve you when you are trying to be the best version of you. And you don't have to feel guilty about it, because they also have a choice to do the same, and not everyone is going to like you just the same way that you don't like everybody else. So there is no need for the world to like everyone and follow everyone. Otherwise, imagine how many billions of people we would follow if we followed every single person that we met every single day, even if we liked them or didn't like them. It's so exhausting watching social media scroll of people who don't inspire you, don't make you feel good. And when you get to my kind of age, you're starting to think about kids and having a family and looking after my team, being the best leader that I can possibly be. I cannot be the best leader that I can possibly be by worrying about what people that have nothing to do with me anymore are worrying about. So this again is a big mental block that I have had to really overcome over years and years. But now I'm really at a point where nothing can faze me when it comes to the opinions of others, because I know myself so well, and I cannot tell you how life-changing it has been for me. And the last of these habits is by focusing on yourself. So focusing on your wins, making sure that you're doing 3 wins a day. I always suggest this in every single video, and every single person who has been a client of mine, you know that posting 3 wins a day is going to change your life. Post 3 things that you are proud of today, 3 things that you are happy with, that went really well, that went your way. It can be anything small and anything big. And in relation to this particular video, the more time you spend focusing on yourself, the less time you even have to worry about the opinions of others. Okay, we're nearly there. So my last and 5th final point is to reframe every single failure as data. And I know that sounds crazy. It stops you from fearing failure. It stops you from fearing the things that other people are trying to make you afraid of. And when people judge you for trying, it says way more about their limitations than it does about yours. They are so scared of the ceiling that they've already set for themselves that the only way they can succeed is by making sure that you don't skyrocket above and beyond them. That is what my mission is for you today. Every single person who's given you a glimpse of that, use it to slingshot you and skyrocket you more than you ever have before in your past. I want you to use this video to motivate the life out of you, to go and write down the person who's holding you back the most and let them go. Decide, you know what? From this point on, for 2025, I'm not gonna hear a word, an ounce, a peep, bunch of crap from this person, because they're just trying to bring me down constantly. It can be anyone giving you the tiniest small niggles that are chipping away at you and your personality and your looks and how you feel, your wealth, all of those things. Are you good enough? No. If they're questioning you and they're making you question yourself, bin them. They are not for you and you are not for them, and that is so okay. But girls, that is going to conclude this very passionate video of mine until the next episode of this series. So thank you so much for listening. If this did help you, please let me know in the comments below. I have not touched my coffee once because I think I've been speaking so much and so fast, so I'm gonna drink it right now. But if you do have anything that you want me to add to this series, please let me know before I finish it. This is only episode 2. I'm gonna keep pumping out videos like this so that you can have the best 2025 guaranteed. And if you did like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you are here for the long run, I will be super grateful, because I am also brand new here. And this is the scary thing for me that I am going to challenge you to do after today. Do one thing for me and one thing for you that scares you, that you are worried about the opinions of others doing, And this will, in time, rewire your brain and make sure that you are constantly banishing those self-doubt, banishing anything that is making you feel lesser than, and grow and be the person that you want to be. Because this year it's about high quality vibes, high quality life, high quality business, high quality women, high quality sisterhood, and I want you to be in it. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Mwah.